These two guys have Minnesota sports flowing in their veins. Mackey and Judd on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
Yeah, obviously you're excited for preseason games. You're excited to get back out there. You're excited for training camp to get back out there. But there's just nothing like regular season football. And I think when you get those cut downs and then you come in here today with meetings and you're kind of with the group that's going to be our group, it makes you excited. You're just kind of excited about the guys in that room, the guys on this team, the coaches. You're excited about what we put in as far as work. Now we got to go out there and prove it.
Yeah, who's excited for football? Week 1 of the National Football League 2021 season.
This guy's excited for football.
Yeah, ready for
college
baby.
On Saturday was great.
You don't sound excited to me. You sound on like a 1 to 10 scale. You sound like a 2 right now.
No. Are you kidding? I am extremely excited for football to start.
Adam Thielen rocking the Minnesota logo on his hat too, representing. This is Mackey and Judd, daily Minnesota sports entertainment. Are you not entertained? And every Tuesday, we go through a list of people who get it and who don't, according to us. And I would love, just based off Adam Thielen's excitement there, I would love to do the honors here and tee off here.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you guys are okay
Please
with it.
do.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. And this is a little bit of a two-faced who doesn't get it, because ordinarily I think this outlet gets it. We had Eric Eager on from this outlet yesterday on Purple Daily. But who doesn't get it? Pro Football Focus.
Gasp.
Because I think they're too low on the Vikings. I just went through this morning and looked at their analytical projections for each team, their forecast for the entire 2021 season. And would you guys believe they have the Vikings, and I don't know how many simulations they do of the season, but they do a bunch of them. And they have the Vikings' average win total at 7.8. 7.8. They've got their playoff percentage at 34%, their division win percentage at 16%, and their Super Bowl win percentage at 1%, meaning if you played this season 100 times, they're saying only once would this collection of Thielen, Jefferson, Danielle Hunter, Cook, over to Kendricks, back to Harrison Smith, O'Neal. They only win the Super Bowl once. They only win the division 16 times out of 100, even though Green Bay has weird chemistry issues. I just feel like our guys at Pro Football Focus are way too low on the Vikings. I don't think they get it. Your thoughts?
This continues a trend of the national media not loving this team. I believe it was Peter King in his predictions, which are just done by him, obviously, had the Vikings not making the playoffs. They were not one of the 7 seeds in the NFC that he had. ESPN had their Football Outsiders deal yesterday, and I believe that had the Vikings not making the playoffs. So there's a very large disconnect between the national perspective, it seems like, on the Vikings and our perspective. And I don't think we expect them to be great, but there almost seems to be this surefire feeling that if it goes the way the national people think, you're going to have some major changes with this team.
NFL Network, too, this morning also had floor and ceiling wins. Cynthia Freeland did her analytical report, too, and it's just 9.6 wins is the Vikings' ceiling for 2000. Ceiling.
Yeah, I saw that too, and the floor was like 5.
5.
So their window is 5-12 through 9-8, or would she say 9.6?
Yeah, 9.6.
So round up
so
to
I mean,
10.
You can round up to 10 if you want. Yeah.
So they're saying best case scenario is 10-7. I mean, I get it. There's some depth issues, and we've definitely talked a little bit, at least, about Kirk Cousins on this show throughout the years. But that just seems like you're saying in no circumstance are they going to just rip off a bunch of wins and go 12-5 with the level of talent they have at these starting positions.
That's what the national people are saying. That's 100% what they're saying.
So they don't get it.
I mean, maybe they do get it. Maybe we don't get it.
Or we don't get it. I was going to say, prepare for the fact that it might be us who are the bozos, and they're dead on accurate.
I think what happens is, like, usually when there's this much national consensus, and there's Vegas over-under wins, or I think Eric Eager said yesterday that it's like 9 wins is sort of the mark, like 8.5, 9 wins when you look at all the sports books. Generally, when there's that much national momentum toward an outcome, it's not like it's not going to be 12, right? It's not going to be 11. But I just think if the starters stay healthy, these national outlets, including our friends at Pro Football Focus, are way too low. So maybe by the end of the year we'll be pointing the finger back at us on a Tuesday.
Well, if we are, we're going to be talking about a new coach and perhaps a new GM. I don't know about that one, but yeah.
Okay. Judd, who gets it? Who doesn't?
Who doesn't get it? This one needs to be resolved, and follow me. Who doesn't get it? The National Football League, the Houston Texans, and to a certain degree, Deshaun Watson. One of the marquee quarterbacks in this league who is in legal trouble, but we don't still know how deep, is just sitting there, and he's not going to start the season. And it sounds like because he's mad at the Texans, he's not talking to the Texans. The league has not taken the Adrian Peterson steps of suspending him. It's this nebulous netherworld that they've created for a guy who is a marquee. I'm not talking about good. He is a very good. He is a star quarterback. It's very weird. Now, if the league came in and said Deshaun is suspended, pending this, blah, 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 I'd be like, okay, that's not ideal for him, but at least it takes us towards a conclusion of some sort. I don't understand what everyone's doing here. Like, somebody step up and make a move. Suspend him. I'm fine with that.
It is weird. Yeah.
You think it's credible? I mean, if you think that this is going to come down and he is going to be have to go to trial, I don't know. But if you think that that's the case and you're the league, suspend him. If you don't and you think he's going to be cleared, handle it that way. I don't understand a marquee player being treated like, just go away for now and we'll come back and revisit this at some point. It's very confusing to me.
I feel like didn't the NFL have a run there where even though they were misguided on their suspensions, like they only gave Ray Rice 2 games, and then the video came out and they're like, I guess that was pretty bad. But Adrian Peterson, like they put Peterson on the administration exempt list or something for the rest of the season.
Correct.
And that hadn't played out in the court system yet, right? It was just
exactly.
Peterson's accused and reportedly, well, I guess it was police reports, but so the NFL has acted in similar situations before, right?
Yep. And in that case, the league did the Vikings a favor because they sort of just took control, which actually made sense. That's what I don't get here. Like, are we just going to allow this guy to be like, we'll get back to that? Just odd.
Yeah, it is super weird. Declan, who gets it? Who doesn't?
Yeah, I will. I'll go with who gets it, and for me, it's the fall sports calendar season. Labor Day came and passed. Summer is over, and now it's the fall. And yeah, the NFL starting here in 2 days. NHL training camp starts in a couple weeks. It's our last reckless off season for the NBA before their training camp picks up as well. This detriment of a twin season will be finally coming to a close in September. The fall calendar sports season is finally here. Football is here. I can't wait for kickoff on Thursday. The Vikings obviously play the Bengals on Sunday. Our Vent Line show returns to full strength on Sunday right after the game, which I'm excited to hear from a bunch of Vikings fans. So the fall sports calendar season finally is here, and it has arrived, and it gets it. It absolutely gets it.
It's a glorious time of year.
I love this time of year.
Hooded sweatshirt weather for the next several weeks.
I'm back, baby. I'm back.
You're rocking that hoodie, though.
I got a hoodie on this thing right now.
I think you're rocking that hoodie in like 90-degree heat, though, or
in the studio.
Summertime. Yeah, in studio.
In studio, because it's freezing in here. But my point is, this sucker's back now full time.
Yes, it is.
24/7.
It was nice. I mean, college football just spread all across from like Thursday all the way through Sunday. Just random games going down to the wire. Actually, fired up here. I'll give you my next who gets it, who doesn't. 'Cause it has to do with college football over the weekend. Who doesn't get it? People overreacting on the internet to Brian Kelly.
Oh.
And you guys might disagree with this or take a different stance, but on Sunday night, we don't have the clip queued up because I didn't tell Declan that I was going to go here, but on Sunday night, after a hard-fought win over Florida State, Notre Dame head coach Brian Kelly, after the game, was interviewed, and he made clunky, awkward references to him being in favor of his team being executed. And the internet freaked out. I mean, everybody was like, what? Is he insinuating his players should be executed? What is this? This is an outrage. And then people started to realize, it's a callback to a mid-'70s quote from John Mackey.
Yeah.
So here's a history lesson, okay? Because like the internet freaked out, and even when the explanation came forward, say, he botched a line from like 50 years ago, 40 years ago. John McKay was the first head coach in Tampa Bay Buccaneers history back in the mid-'70s, actually for like 10 years. So the first couple years, the Buccaneers were historically awful. They went 0-14 in their first year. They won 2 games in their second year. It wound up being like 20-some straight losses before they won their first game. Just a complete disaster. And John McKay was asked once around that just terrible period of Bucs football after a bad game, "Hey, coach, what did you think of your team's execution?" And he replied, "I'm in favor of it." And it was a line that lived for decades. I mean, it was a household line, right? It was a one-liner. Brian Kelly botched it completely and entirely on national TV, and it's 2021. People are more sensitive, but have we completely become incapable of just letting a bad joke be like? It wasn't anything that was necessarily racist, or it wasn't anything that was, intolerant. It was a one-liner, tongue-in-cheek, and a callback from the mid-'70s, and people can't compartmentalize and just say, "Oh, he botched a joke from." It was like an old man dad joke that didn't land right, and people freaked out. So who doesn't get it? People on the internet, stop freaking out.
No, Twitter doesn't get it. Never. I always thought that they were so smart.
It was a terrible joke. It was bad phrasing. The biggest insult was just his lack of comedic timing. I mean, don't attempt it if you can't deliver.
I don't think he's
right?
got a lot of sense of comedic timing, though. Do you guys?
No, I don't think so either.
He is, yeah.
Can I actually jump in line because it goes in line with Phil on people freaking out over the internet? All right, I'm going to tell you who doesn't get it. Jersey police. Jersey takes and Jersey police do not get it. So the Minnesota Wild.
You're talking to 2 senior members of the Jersey Police Department.
Oh, my God. Okay, so the Minnesota Wild released their Winter Classic jersey over the weekend. They're going to wear it when they play the Blues. And look, it's a unique jersey. As I pop it up on our screen for the video audience, it's a unique jersey. It's got Minneapolis, it's St. Paul. For whatever, to me, it really looks like a Grain Belt beer bottle put into a jersey. That's my first thought when I look at this, is I think of a Grain Belt premium friendly beer. Now, people lose their collective minds over this, over too many stripes on a jersey. The gloves don't match the patch on the side of the shoulder. If we're putting so much effort into this jersey and not into the team, not into the acquisitions, not into the lack of playoff success, and we're putting all this energy over jerseys, it's a damn jersey.
Sweaters, man. Sweaters are fun. People love them. People love sweaters.
I care about the product on the ice. I don't care about what the hell they're wearing.
How often are they even going to wear this? A couple games?
Just once.
The Winter Classic.
Once.
And,
They're wearing this
But they're going to sell.
time.
But they'll sell thousands, which is awesome for them.
I just, the collective effort that people freak out
hockey sweaters,
over a
man.
jersey or a sweater,
People
as
are
they
way
like to
into
say
them.
in hockey, it's not warranted, and they don't get it. That's who doesn't get it.
Yeah, so this doesn't really fall into the jurisdiction of. So Judd and I are definitely members of the Jersey Police Department.
Correct.
But it's more about sort of as an adult, what is an acceptable jersey to wear and not. In this case, this is a throwback. This is a unique sort of once in a lifetime. Like, they're not going to wear this more than once, it sounds like.
Correct.
I guess I'm not one of those people that can look at a jersey and be worked up about there being one too many stripes.
You know?
Like, I don't really have strong jersey takes. Like, a lot of people look at NFL uniforms. Those are terrible uniforms, and I'm like, are they? I don't know. They're uniforms.
Exactly.
I don't usually have
like this
strong
one, too.
uniform opinions.
I like
guess.
these. They're fine. They're creative.
Okay.
Sort
I
of
guess
cute.
my strongest uniform opinion would be watching college football over the weekend. Can Penn State mix it up just a little bit?
No.
These
James
plain
Franklin
white
ain't gonna
helmets,
mix it up.
plain blue
Yeah,
jerseys.
no.
It's like
Tradition.
We can't put
Tradition
it-
for Penn State.
you can't put like the Nittany Lion logo on, just something.
You know, college jerseys have so jumped the shark, though, that I sort of like teams that don't change them up, because you've got these teams that have like 8 different combinations. Oh, the kids love them. Oh, screw the kids.
I hear you.
Jeez.
Screw those college kids. I don't care.
All right, Judd. Who gets it? Who
All right.
doesn't?
I want to talk some baseball, just quickly, because I know we don't do a lot now because the Twins suck. Who gets it? The Tampa Bay Rays. And I'm going to give you the latest example of how they get it. Do you guys recall when the Twins who now actually have a decent record for 2021 in extras. Do you recall when they got off to a terrible start? They were like, they lost like the first 8. And we had talks about the fact that when you get to the 10th now, because of the guy on second base, it's a different world. And you've got to like be prepared to be creative. You can't just be like, I hope we hit a home run. Like you can bunt guys over, like there's strategy involved, which is what I like about this. Did you see what the Rays did in their extra inning win at Fenway Park yesterday? Up by 2 runs in the 10th.
Oh, yeah, I did see this.
Colin McHugh purposely balked the runner on second to third because they were up by 2. The runner's run meant nothing, and they wanted to get him off second so he couldn't steal signs. Because if the batter homers, it's the tie game. If the guy just hits a sac fly, it's a 1-run lead for the Rays still. But think about that.
That's interesting. That feels like a little bit of over-paranoia. And a little bit of overmanaging.
Red Sox have cheated. Red Sox have done some weird things before. All I'm saying is this is the type of stuff that I love about baseball.
Wouldn't it be easier just to change your signs up?
They clearly didn't like. I mean, they clearly thought that there might be some hanky-panky going on to second base. A little hanky-panky. They're like, no hanky-panky, you're moving to third base.
And I guess just to push back a little bit more, because I mean, that's such a thing that a front office and a coaching staff that thinks they're the smartest would totally do, right? Like,
I love it though.
Let's come up with a new creative, like La Russa when he 25 years ago. I'm gonna bat the pitcher 8th.
Yep.
Like just so I can put an extra. So because the 9-hitter the pitcher hits $150, the 9-hitter hits $215, so he's gonna get on base a little more often for the 3-hitter.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I feel like I hear you. I just feel like, all right, let's pump the brakes a little on how smart we think we are.
I'm just telling you, I like the strategy because that the guy on second base causes you to, or it should cause you to come up with creative ideas. And this whole thing of like, well, we'll just hopefully play normal baseball with a ghost runner on second. Anyway, I'm saying the Tampa Bay Rays get it. Good for you, Rays.
All right, I'm gonna go down that similar path here too. I got 2 things actually. Who gets it? Who doesn't? Who gets it? Federated Mutual Insurance Company really gets it. They've been helping business owners for over 100 years in the state of Minnesota. They are based in Owatonna. They're one of us. They support local sports teams, and they can give you peace of mind and risk management tools that protect your business and your employees. Find out more at federatedinsurance.com. And remember, at Federated, it's our business to protect yours. I would say the Rays in general just get it, not because they're balking runners over to third base, but because they're about to win 100 games, they're first place in the American League East, and with the lowest payroll in baseball year after year after year, they are flat better than almost every team, including the Twins. I hope the Rays take Nelson Cruz and blast off to a World Series championship and just show, listen, like, this is how you do it. Twins, this is how you build a culture. This is how you build a pitching staff. This is how you develop pitching year after year. This is how you proceed through the playoffs and not have urine running down your leg every single time you run into the Yankees or somebody. The Rays have finished the last 4 years. They're going to win 100 games this year. They went 40-20 last year, first in the American League East. 96-66 in 2019. And 90-72 in 2018. And that was after like a 4-year down period between multiple other 90-win seasons. So it's amazing to watch the Rays in that dump of a ballpark with no revenue coming in, no payroll. They have to trade away some of their best players. Not some, all of their best players. David Price, like all of these dudes, they just have to get rid of. And they just keep reloading. So in general, if you're the Twins, just keep, I don't know, take more notes, I guess, from Tampa.
You want Falvey to take more notes?
Yeah. So, all right. Anybody else? Who gets it? Who doesn't?
One more for me for who gets it, and I think, Phil, you would agree with it. AEW. AEW absolutely gets it, dude.
Yes.
They had Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson, right? Because it's not Daniel Bryan. Now he's back to his actual
real name. Is Bryan
his real name.
Yeah.
Ruby Soho also debuted to go along with CM Punk making his first match in 7 years. There is a legitimate wrestling competition, and WWE is in trouble for the first time in like 20 plus years, and it's awesome. I caught like an hour of the pay-per-view last night before I dozed off, and the product is amazing. I love what I'm watching. I might have to actually get back into the cable game just so I can watch AEW on what, Wednesday and
There
Friday
you go.
nights. I might have to do it.
There you go.
Might have to do it.
I want AEW to be the thing that Judd reviews when we get
Reviews.
back to Judd Reviews Wrestling. We didn't do the CM Punk pipe bomb one. Maybe we do CM Punk pipe bomb and then into his return now 7 years after the last time he was in a ring. But Declan's right, man. If you're a wrestling fan or ever have been in your life, AEW is on fire right now. It's better by 100 times than WWE has been at any point the last 10 years. So I second that.
What will
AEW
Vince
gets it.
do? What is poor Vince McMahon going to do?
There's no other cards to play. He played his cards at SummerSlam. Let's bring Goldberg and Brock Lesnar in and have them wrestle. You know, like
And they even
that's his only play.
They bring back Becky Lynch, their biggest star, and they completely botched it. Like she'd been gone for 15 months for maternity leave, and they come back and they botch it. It's amazing.
There's no
who's
more
next
cards
up to run that once Vince is gone?
I mean,
who runs it? His kid?
Stephanie and Triple H. But
Stephanie and Triple. His son Shane's kind of like unplugged from the business side of WWE. I mean, he's involved, but he's not as involved as Stephanie and Triple H are.
yeah, but Vince is like, what is he, like 76?
Yeah.
78, something like that. And it's just, it's not really working out anymore. So that's who gets it, who doesn't. Unless, Judd, you had a last-minute one you wanted to throw out here.
No, I'm good.
Get everything off your chest.
I got it all off my chest.
All right.
Go
who
Rays.
gets it? Who doesn't? Go Rays. Boo Pro Football Focus being down on the Vikings. And thanks for hanging out with us, Mackey and Judd.